What's going on? What's going on? My name is Dr. James Bush, and this is our Life After Divorce Men Inspiring Men series. I want to jump right into it. For my featured guest, I have a Mr. Jeff Anderson. Jeff, step into the congregation, the front of the congregation. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm blessed, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing fine. F you. Man, I'm doing fine myself. And that's what Fisk University love right there for those who
Yes,
don't
sir.
know.
Yes, sir. You see it?
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. Man, Jeff, man, tell my audience a little bit about yourself very quickly.
All right. A little bit about myself. Like I said, hey, my name is Jeff Anderson. I've been living in Nashville for quite some time. I am a school teacher, been teaching for about what, 15, 16 years. That
Uh-huh.
is something that I love to do. That is my passion. I also still work at, hey, FUFU, Fish University, where I am the strength coach there. Hey, something else I love to do, just giving back to these young men and women.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I'm glad to have you on, Jeff. Mr. Ali Life himself, Ty Goff, step to the front of the congregation, please.
Yo, what's up, brother? How y'all doing?
What's man? For those who don't know, Google him. But man, and if your fingers don't get that fast, Ty, tell my audience a little bit about yourself.
Ty Garth, co-founder of the Ollie Life Youth Program. Uh, it's an organization to work with young boys ages 12 to 18. We do various community outreaches in the city of Nashville and the Middle Tennessee area. Uh, Google me, like you said. Go ahead and Google Ollie Life Youth Program or go to the website ollielifeyouthprogram.org.
That's what's up. That's what's up, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Before we get started, anything like that, me, this young wonderful guy, brother Ty Goff, and some others, man, we came up with a book, Men Inspiring Men. Volume one. And today is would be, I guess, we're gonna say it's a date because I want to repurpose this man content for other days as well too. So we're talking about our plot for today, which is resilience. Resilience is a muscle that grows stronger with each challenge. Visualize yourself as a resilient force, capable of bouncing back from setbacks. Today, focus on facing challenges with courage and bouncing back with newfound strength. Brothers, I got a question for you. When it came to relationships, how can you be resilient after rejection? Hey,
Woo-hoo-hoo.
I
Woo, that's tough.
saw Jeff lean back, and I saw
Yeah,
Tyson.
that lean back. Woo-hoo. Hey, that's a tough one. Ah.
Uh, through prayer. Hey,
Hey,
prayer. Lots of prayer.
Okay.
I think that I saw a video where it says men's first love, when they lose that first love, that their heart is taken with that first love, and you never have that type of love ever again.
Mm,
And I find that to be true. I kind of like, it resonated really, really close with me, after losing my first love. And it's like having to bounce back from that, just emotionally, physically, spiritually. I could only seek the strength from God,
mhm,
because even though I confided in friends and family, they couldn't give me they didn't have the right words to say
mhm,
in order for me to still be able to maneuver throughout life in this slump that I was dealing with. So
mhm,
I just had to, dive into my word, um, pray all the time.
mhm.
That's the only way I could stay resilient in my walk, as far as just life period, after losing, you know, such a significant part of who I was, or who I am.
Mhm. Man, man. Jeff,
and
what you think, bro?
and I have to piggyback what Ty is saying. Hey, hey, I got my trusty sidekick right here.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that word, just like he said, just staying prayed up, and also deep diving in the word. You know what I'm saying? Because the word, it is so powerful, and it just opens your eyes and your minds to new things, to new things. Hey, like I said about myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, and like I say, a lot of times, like I said, we find that trust in our friends, but having that trust in the Lord,
Mm-hmm. I get it, man. I mean, that's definitely dope. I just throw it out there a little bit for myself. What I was able to do, yeah, I found the Lord, I found the Bible, but also I found a therapist as well too.
Hey,
And that was something that was very helpful for me because one of the things is, I mean, she wasn't a person that took sides or anything like that. She just made it. It's like, okay, well, this is what happened over here. This is where things went south, but this is where you want to be. You want to move in this positive direction. So in the middle between here, we've got to start to work out some things so that you can get to that space. Now, how fast you get to that space over there is all interdependent. It's dependent on you. What you do in the process. One of the things I had to learn was there's a lot of stuff I did just not know about myself. There's a lot of things that I ignored about myself, and doing so, that man did not do me any service in a relationship. Because when those things were infringed upon, I was hot as fish grease when it came to it. So at the same point in time, I had to say, you know what, I got to be more upfront with who I am in the beginning when I'm entering into some of these relationships and things along those lines. And again, through the word and therapy, that helped me, man, get to the space where I wasn't so pain stricken or hurt or unhealed by the process. So those are one of those things right there. Now, I got another question for you I want to jump off into. Who want to go with this first? Jeff, Ty. What is something that divorce, because all of us are divorced on this panel right now.
Yeah.
What is something that divorce has taught you?
Hey, let me go first. Since I just recently got. Hey, it has taught me a couple of things.
Okay.
Let me start off there, Dr. Bush. It's taught me a couple of things. First and foremost, I didn't know divorce would be like this. And when I say like this, divorce is like death. You have your highs, you have your lows, you have your sleepless nights. From day to day, I know for me personally, which direction should I go? And like you said, I have a therapist who just keeps it real with me, who has made me open up and just figure out things that were causing me to deter in my relationships. So divorce has taught me to take time for yourself. Know who you really are. Know what makes you. Who is Jeff? What does Jeff want to become? What is Jeff's likes? What is Jeff's dislikes? So, divorce is, and it's taught me, just to be honest, you have too much pride. And pride can tend to, it's something. So it has taught me just to realize and to think like, okay, Jeff, how can you become a better man? So yeah. Like I said, I mean, it's a day-to-day thing. It's a, it's a learning process. I take every day is a new day.
Did you have a problem when you were confronted with that harsh truth of, hey, I got a pride issue? Did you have a hard time accepting that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes, I had a hard time accepting that. I guess it's because of, you know, I guess my ego.
Mm-hmm.
My ego tends to get in the way.
Gotcha.
And when my ego gets in the way, it hurts
Mm.
that person,
Mm.
you know. So, hey, letting that pride, letting your ego go,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, and just and I guess, what my thing, like, it's okay to be vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we grow up, I mean, I guess that's just me, we grow up to be strong, tough, I mean, so that's my whole nature. Hey, I'm finna do this, I'm finna take care of this, but hey, let's reel back,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Like my therapist told me, Jeff, do you know how to be vulnerable? Hey, and you know what? I had to think about that. I was like, oh, I know I do not.
Man, for real.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I mean, and to your credit, I heard the same thing. I heard folks tell us, never let them see you sweat.
Mm-hmm.
I heard folks tell us, man, it's like, you gotta make sure that you don't let nobody chump you, man or woman, anything along those lines. So as a young man, you take these type of ideas into a marriage or whatnot, and of course, when you see things that ain't so cool, first thing you put them to the defenses. You just like, oh no, nah, this ain't happening right here. I'm like, I see what this is, and that is some one of the biggest blockages to the intimacy that needs to happen within the R2. You know, because if I can't be transparent, if I can't fully be myself, then what else am I gonna be?
Yeah.
You know? And it's setting us up for a bad tour moving forward. Which ain't cool. Okay, well, Ty, can you hear us, my brother? Uh-oh, can't hear Ty still. All right, Jeff, I'm still picking on you. So,
Hey,
with that being said, from your experience right now, where do you feel a lot of times that many relationships get lost at, especially when it's leading toward divorce? Where do they get lost?
communication.
All right, talk to me about that. But people talk though, Jeff. People talk.
Yeah, people do talk.
Uh huh.
I agree with you on that, but people talk to a certain standpoint.
Uh huh.
If that makes, like, I'm going to communicate to you how much I want you to know.
Uh huh.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to deep dive into something. I'm not going to. And sometimes, hey, I'm not going to take it there. Some of those conversations, that my significant other would want to have. Sometimes I'll just stop. Hey, put up that blockage, put up that wall, and be like, hey, this is it. This is what you should know.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than giving that person the whole story, the whole truth about everything. Like, so you have, I guess for me, I was in this situation as it related to work.
Okay.
At one of my previous schools, I was doing everything to stay apart. As
Mm-hmm.
far as, hey, I was communicating effectively. Hey,
Uh-huh.
I was sending emails out. I was doing everything to, having this good representation about Jeff, who Jeff is. I was effectively communicating. Before my principal would get up and send me an email in the morning. Shoot, I'm up at 5 in the morning typing my email out. So I'm going up and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So that ties into the relationship piece. Like I said, being an effective communicator. Hey, so I'm not waiting after the point after the discussion I would have with my ex-wife to give her, no, I should have been doing it, I guess, beforehand.
Mm,
You know, I guess that's being a effective communicator.
mm. Ty, you there?
Yeah, man, having a little technical difficulties over
That's
here.
not a problem. Not a problem, man. You
I
got
guess
anything
it's the
to add to
question.
your
I
book?
don't know if it was the question you asked,
Yeah.
my phone, like whatever stuff like that. But
You got anything to add to what Jeff was saying?
I mean, I couldn't. I didn't. I just got the back end of it. Can just give me a refresher
You
really
know
quick.
what? I'm gonna tell you what. Let me take for your question, man. Your question was, what did the divorce teach you? You know, the process of divorce, going from it, looking back at it retrospectively. What did it teach you?
Um. Wow. It taught me how to, and it's crazy, be a better communicator. What I get the back end on what you was talking
Yeah.
about, Jeff. Um, because that was so. This is the thing. It's not that I didn't want to be someone who communicated. I just wasn't. I didn't know how. Let me say that I didn't know how, and that's been a struggle. That was a struggle for me then. Um, being Not being able to communicate effectively, and just shutting down. Um, so that's one of the things divorce has taught me: being able to communicate effectively. And another thing, it taught me how to um, be in tune with my that emotional side, that sensitive side, because that was something as men we always talk about, right? How we have to be so tough and we gotta carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, and we can't be vulnerable. I think one thing was for me that I never was. That goes along with the communication. Never, had a vulnerable moment or an emotional moment with my ex-wife, except when it was the divorce was done and over, and I had my time to be by myself,
Mhm.
and I had those restless, sleepless nights, those nights where it was like Jeff said, it felt like that. It felt like I lost a loved one like I would never see them again. And it's funny because most divorces you don't see the other party, especially if there's no children involved. We didn't have children, so it felt like death. It felt like I just lost that one person who I loved the most in life. You know what I'm saying? So, if anything, what I took from it was becoming a more effective communicator and being in tune with my emotional side of and sensitive sides.
Man, but you said something earlier. You said that as far as vulnerability, as far as communication, for some reason you just didn't want to do it. And I think many of us brothers are like that in a space where at times we just don't want to do it. You know, what is it? What is that thing that man keeps us from being honest? Because you have on one side of the spectrum, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Okay, I hear that and everything like that. And then you have on the other side of the spectrum, man, I ain't saying shit because man, if I say something, it's gonna be a bunch of arguing, gonna be fussing, fighting, and everything. So I'm just gonna be cool. So we gotta find a space where the message is getting communicated and transmitted to necessary parties. Because if not, all this is for nothing. We just man a divorce
But
party.
but that's just what it is, though. We don't want to argue. We don't want to hurt your feelings, and we
Uh-huh.
don't want to argue. On
Hmm.
the flip side, like that's in a woman's nature.
Mm,
Women love to argue. Women love to, they gonna push you to have that conversation, even when you tell them like, give me my space. We can revisit this. Nah, they want it right then and there.
mm-hmm,
Man, we're not programmed like that. We'd rather just let me fall back for a second
uh-huh.
and try to gather my thoughts. Well, I know that for me, let me not speak for all mankind, but I'm just saying for me, because I have to gather my thoughts because I don't know how to argue. I'm that type that I don't know how to argue. So a woman is so skilled with her wordplay during an argument when they upset. Their words, like, they right on point with it. Boom, 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 boom. For us as men, we're like, damn, we still trying to figure out how to respond to the first thing. She's on point 10. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, give us time to process this entire situation before we can react, because we don't want to say something that we're going to regret and hurt your feelings,
Mm-hmm.
because we get frustrated. And like I said, I can speak for me. I would get, if I don't have time to process what just happened,
Mm-hmm.
I'm liable to say some really bad things that I know I'm going to regret, because I don't have everything, you know, figured out in my mind. That's just for me.
I
So
got
I try to, like, let me fall back for a second and process it. And but back then, during the time of processing, I would just forget about, try to just sweep it under the rug. But it would never happen that way.
Jeff, what you think about that?
Uh, I can agree um to what Ty is saying.
Mm-hmm.
I I like Ty. I don't like to argue as well. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think I wouldn't say I wouldn't say women in my situation. I won't say women like to argue.
Mm-hmm.
They know. They know. When they want to answer, they want it now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And for me, it's like, hold on, Paul, let me think about it. But when they want the answer, they want it. You know what I'm saying? They want it now. They want to talk about it now. But for me, I was like, hold on, let me think, let me process. Because I don't, like I said, I don't want to say. For me, I don't want to say anything out of character
Mm-hmm.
that will damage the conversation or my relationship even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's something you just said right there. That's, man, I believe, where if you are able to have the conversation with the necessary parties up front, and you allow them to see more into you, just like, hey, look, this is who I am.
Mm-hmm.
When we're having these moments, when we're having these quote unquote hard discussions, sometimes I tend to black out, and I don't want to black out on this one. Sometimes I might need about 15, 20 minutes, because right now you're not going to get the best 15 to 20 minutes from me right now. And in those spaces, kind of find ways to regroup and gather yourself, but also inform the necessary party that, hey, look, I need a moment before we able to do anything that is going to be constructive in this relationship. Because if not, we're gonna get a bunch of, man, just throwing stuff back and forth with each other, and we're not going to get anywhere in that space. Doing those things are just small tools, small tips of just bridging the gap. When you are going to able, when you're able, they have a statement that says, "When we teach people how to treat us." And so, as I'm teaching you, like, as far as when it comes to conflict, when it comes to chaos, this is how I navigate, this is how I move, or anything like that. Then, okay, that necessary party, that other significant other, can just say, you know what, I get it now. And we can flow much together, because conflict is going to happen. Hard discussions are going to happen. But it's knowing how to navigate those things. But we don't necessarily prepare for those. A lot of times, what do? We just go along to get along. We just move throughout. And what do we see? 41% of first marriages end in divorce, 60 to 70% of second marriages end in divorce, and 70 and a half third marriages end in divorce. It sucks, but there's more front work that we can do in this process. I got another question for y'all. When did you guys know within your own marriages that this is a wrap? This is over. That, man, this is done. I mean, Yeah, I'm sticking for yeah. When did y'all know? What was that date? What was that time? What was that morning like? I mean, I ain't gonna say too much, but go ahead.
To be like totally honest and transparent,
Okay, okay.
it probably was the day before the wedding.
Ooh. Explain, explain.
I mean, going into it, it was so many bumps in the road leading up to the wedding, and the it was all the signs. You know, you driving, you construct under construction, road hazards, potholes. It was all of those in that road leading up to that day. But as humans, it's like we've already put this out here. We don't want to go through this embarrassment. We don't want to go through the what happened, all the questions behind it, and then you take it all the way there in
Uh,
hopes of it's gonna be better, but you're going into it hesitant, and you can't. The love is real, right? It's not like you don't have love for the person. I didn't. We had love for each other, but it wasn't. It was about timing. It wasn't right, and being young and not wanting to let go of something that we had already put out there. But we probably shouldn't have never got married in the first place.
mm, damn. Wow.
That's why for me it hurt so much because that was my first and true love and my heart. And I remember Jeff asked me maybe about 5 years ago. He said, "Are you over your ex-wife?" And I said, "Yeah." But then we spoke probably what about a month. I was like, "Man, I'm still in love with my ex-wife.
Wow.
Like, like, like I'm in love with my ex-wife. If I had a redo, oh man, I'm the greatest husband in America." And it's not because I do everything that she, you know, wanted or what I would be who God has designed me to be for that woman that's supposed to be my wife.
Uh-huh.
Because I know better now, you know. So yeah, but probably the day before. I probably should have not shown up or spilled something on my suit so I couldn't wear the shoe. Mhm.
Jeff, I'm coming your way next, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Woo-wee. And for me, it was when my wife tried to get my attention,
Mm,
and she sent some divorce papers
mm.
to my job.
Wow.
So my natural instinct was defense. I was on edge. I
Okay.
was on edge when she did that because and there was stuff that led up to it,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, there was stuff that led up to it. But when I got those papers, I mean, I already knew. I,
Mm-hmm.
I was, and after she did it, we talked about it, and I told her how I felt. I was like, man, that's something that you shouldn't have done.
Mm-hmm.
And and she explained to me why she did it, but in the back of my mind, I was always on edge. I was like, man, what's gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
if we get into a heated discussion? What's gonna happen?
Yeah.
Am I gonna have to leave? Are we gonna call it quits? So it was always just going back and forth in my mind. And then on this one particular night, uh, I don't know the particular words of what she said, but it it just triggered me like, oh, okay, I'm gone. I'm gone. And let me pack up my stuff.
Mm.
And I left. But talking to her, she was like, I just wanted you to embrace me and let me know that this situation was gonna be okay. But in my mind was like, oh no, you said something that triggered me. Oh, I'm gone.
Dang. Oh, okay. A couple things, man, come to mind when it comes to that space. One, how had the relationship got to that point where, man, we so easily triggered? Did we do couples therapy beforehand? Did we work on ourselves beforehand? Our own personal growth, our own self awareness, to know how we showing up in these relationships. A lot of times, man, fellas, and to be honest with you, we can be a bunch of assholes. I mean, we can be. We can be. People all the way up. But it's not till until sometimes someone else points it out to you that you're willing to listen. Because sometimes the people that's closest to you, they can't really talk to you about some things. That's why I recommend therapy. That could be, man, very beneficial. But another thing is great is that when you ain't willing to listen to no more, it pretty much is a wrap. Communication is one of the lifebloods of relationships. You know, if we can't talk, if we can't communicate, man, what we doing? If we can't have those discussions, and we can't, man, kind of dive in deep to those areas in your life as well as my life, and do something different with it, or find an understanding, or find a compromise on it. What we doing? And that's where a lot of us, man, it comes, kind of contentious. You know?
Yeah, I think too, when it comes to communication as men, we got to give ourselves some leeway because a lot of men want to be better communicators.
Uh huh.
It's not that they don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that men don't want to communicate. It's just like we want to be, we don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of women look at that as, oh, that's a red flag. The lack of communication. It's not the lack of, it's not because we don't want to. We just like shit. We just our makeup is like we really not the greatest at communicating, and we just need to be shown how.
Well, so
Because there's things we got to teach that woman as well.
well, there you go, right there. So on any barbershop, on any Friday evening or Saturday morning, what do I find in there? Men communicating. You know, I find in various aspects of places in life when I'm in a cigar lounge, men communicating. You know, we can communicate. We can communicate to the opposite sex when it's about what we need. What the thing sometimes that we have to get beyond is that sometimes the quote unquote backlash that comes along with that us communicating. Because
Yeah.
many of us have had said things in at times, but because it wasn't said in the way that we was willing to receive, we just like, okay, boom, I'm never coming outside to play ever again. You'll never hear me say anything else on this topic ever again. And that's what many of us have resulted to. Where that one time when, man, she went ape shit, where she went crashed out on us. Oh shit, yeah, okay, I got you. It's one of those things that we got to be able to work better through, and work along with our uh, significant others to find a happy medium. You know, this is what's happening to me. This is what's affecting me. This is what's hurting me. This is what's effective. In having this discussion. If we can't have this discussion, then, man, what we doing? You know. So we do have it, Ty. We have it. We have the ability to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just about finding individuals who are willing to work with you.
Yeah, who's gonna bring it out of you?
Yeah.
Because if you find that, so this is the thing in relationship, right? Do y'all, if y'all can agree or disagree, but I think that both parties have to find some quality within that other person that they don't even see in themselves. They bring it out of them. So you get the right woman, she's gonna bring out she's gonna make you an effective communicator because she's gonna do certain things. She's gonna be a certain way that's gonna make you want to have those intellectual conversations, those funny, those conversations to where y'all just like just joking and how's your day? Simple as how's your day? Well, what was work like? It's stuff like that. That's a quality that can be poured out of you. Again, it's not that we don't want to; we just don't know how to do it effectively. A lot of men. I ain't saying all men because some men to see this and be like, well, I'm a great communicator. Well, I'm sure you wasn't in the beginning,
Yeah.
but you just not gonna be,
or or in the end. Because I mean, sometimes you start off cool. It's funny, is man, when I'm seeing working with couples, and it was good. It was all good just a week ago. Everything was cool in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then what happened? As you continue to go through the relationship, you do stuff. She does stuff. You do stuff. They do stuff. Now the thing is, I ain't really trying to talk to this joke right now.
yeah, facts there. Yeah.
I ain't trying, so it's like my bandwidth, my openness, my access that I'm giving to you within my being. I'm not allowing you there. Why? Because man, there have things been happening, and potentially, is it about unforgiveness? Maybe somewhat. But the thing is, it's like I really ain't feeling you too tight right now, or I really don't trust you in that area right now. And so if I don't trust you, I'm not gonna say anything to you. And that's what a lot of us have been. It's like we don't trust the women. It's like remember y'all older than me. That movie Sleeping with the Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like man, it's like man, oh man, you got one eye open looking at this person, man, because you just ain't feeling them too tight because of whatever reason or whatever happened. You know.
For me, I think I'm just easily agitated. So I shut down. I used to be. Let me not throw that out there. Please edit that part out.
Yeah.
I was easily agitated. Any little thing that had me not wanting to have a conversation with you. Cause I'm the dude that'll stay on the phone till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning with the music playing in the background like that, talking all day. But if it's something that I don't like, if you agitate me back then, like yeah, now I was just like, whatever. Let's figure it out, but give me time to process it.
Yeah. And like I
All
said,
right, go ahead, Jeff. You got something, Jeff?
like I said, hey, my thing just falls back to that pride.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like doing it, I just won't. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, and just letting my pride go, letting my guard down. Hey, like I said, in the past, hey, man, hey, I don't want to talk about it. For what?
All right, so I gotta round this up with this question right here. Retrospectively, looking back at the situations that have taken place or the divorce itself, could the marriage have been saved?
Let me start off. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. Yes, it could have been saved. Because if, as I look back at it, like those were some of the things that was brought up in premarital counseling.
mm,
Those were some of the things. That's what the pastor said. He said, hey, this is what it is. Communication. We're going to talk about finances. You have to be all on one accord. If something is not going the right way, he said, the pastor said, please don't go to bed mad at each other, because that lingers on and on and on and on. But some of those things, no, all the things in my marriage, like the pastor talked about in premarital counseling. So could the oh, yes. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm just going to be honest. For me as a man, and me being the head of the household, I should have took that initiative of saying, hey, you know what? We need counseling. let's talk about these things. Let's do a deep dive
Mm-hmm.
into what we got going on. Let me open up to you about the situations of the things that I have going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and I just wanted to, just be like honest, like before I got married. Like I said, me and my wife, we were cool. We attend, the same church. So prior to, like, before I got married and everything like that, my mom passed.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, like during the time my mom passed, and she was helping me through with the house that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things, and what I didn't want, like sometimes my marriage, like I would come over here just to sit down and just to relax. I
Mm-hmm.
may go upstairs and paint a wall here and there, but I just wanted to come over here and relax because I felt like this was something attached. Me and my mom talked about it. So it was something that I still had an attachment to. Did I tell my wife that? No, I did not. I didn't tell her to after divorce. You know what I'm saying? So that's that pride, you know what I'm saying, that I had. I didn't want to, like, let this piece of me go because of the attachment that I had, like I said, with my mom, you know.
Mm. Damn. That's big right there. That's big right there. Because you look at the meetup, the dating, the prenuptials, the nuptials, the the marriage. Had you ever said that to her? You know? Had you ever gave her that piece of you, that tidbit of information? Which it sounds like to me, it's a very important piece of information. You know? Definitely. Okay. Okay. I got one more question for you guys, man. Give me your minute or less answer. Who determines if you are an effective communicator? Is it you or the significant other?
It should be both,
Should be both.
but not most. 90% of the time, there's women telling men that we suck at communicating
Yeah.
Mm.
because that's that's every woman's love language. Communication,
Yeah.
which is a lie, and that's just something for them to justify that when they can shut down, it's okay. So they justifying that they shut down, it's okay, but we do it. We're not an effective communicator. So it should be both. Because a man has the right to tell a woman you don't communicate well. Because women are terrible at communication. If you think about it. Just think about what is minor to them but big for us.
True.
Just think about something that your ex-wives has done that you was like, babe, why didn't you just tell me that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But and you're like, all right, whatever. But let that be the other way around. Dang, you didn't think I would like to know that you was gonna stop by Jeff's house and have a drink or
Mm.
do that before I needed you to do something at home.
Right.
They'll take it there. They'll take it there. But it should be both. That's my opinion. It should be both.
Gotcha.
Because they
Jeff,
already tell us already too much shit to do with them.
what you got, Jeff? What you got, Jeff?
I think it should be both as well. You
Okay.
know, both parties should be an effective communicator.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, that's it. That's my 10 seconds left. Both parties.
10 seconds left. All right. Man, Ty Jeff, man, it's definitely been, man, a great, man, debut episode on this note, man. Ty Jeff, tell my audience where they can reach you at.
Ollie Life Youth Program.org on social media. That's the website. Everything Ollie Lifestyle on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. New to TikTok. You can pop in, check me out, dropping stuff on TikTok. But yeah, Ollie Lifestyle, everything on social media. OllieLifeYouthProgram.org, the website. Check us out. Or just Google me.
That's what's up.
Hey, and where they can find me at is on Facebook. Hey, Jeff Anderson. They can find me on IG at Jeff Anderson SC, or hey, they can go a little further on Instagram and find me at JA Sports Performance. Hey, stay ready, trainer.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Once again, thank you guys for coming in, man, and sharing this very vulnerable topic, because you don't hear a lot of brothers, man, actually talk about divorce or getting the divorce, anything along those lines. We know the statistics, we know the lines and everything like that, but at some point we got to find out what are solutions so that we can have better relationships, because it's possible, man. Again, my name is Dr. James Bush. I appreciate you guys coming in. Man, no salutations, but arrivederci. Y'all take it easy.
All right.
All right.